So picture this. You're at some company off-site, you've got a lukewarm coffee, and you're surrounded by people you sort of know.
Uh-huh. The classic team building setup.
And facilitator walks in, that look in their eye. They want to turn this room of strangers into a high-performing team in like an hour.
The dreaded forced fun scenario.
Exactly. And it's usually just terrible. But today we're unpacking this guide for an activity called the Football Leadership Challenge.
Right.
And on the surface, it looks like the usual stuff, split into teams, make up a name, that kind of thing. But when you dig into the mechanics, it's surprisingly, I guess, aggressive about how it builds cohesion.
It is. It basically creates a pressure cooker. Most icebreakers fail because they're too safe.
Tell us your favorite ice cream flavor.
Exactly. Low stakes, low reward.
Yeah.
This thing, it creates what psychologists call social friction. It makes you do something that feels a little embarrassing, a little risky, to speed up that bonding process.
Okay, let's get into that friction.
Well,
The guide splits the room into 4 teams. That's pretty standard. But then it demands this whole list of deliverables, like right now. A team name, a logo, team rules, and this is the part that would make me want to just hide a team chant.
the chant is the filter. It's actually brilliant design.
It sounds like an absolute nightmare. You're asking, I don't know, a bunch of engineers to write a rhyme and then scream it.
That's precisely why it works. I mean, if you ask a team to define their values, they'll just give you corporate buzzwords: integrity, synergy,
The safe answers.
the safe answers.
Yeah.
But you force them to write a chant. You are forcing them into a state of shared vulnerability. You can't be cool and do a team chant at the same time. You have to drop the professional mask.
So the cringe is the feature, not the bug.
Precisely. Once you've all looked a bit silly together, those social barriers just fall away. But there's another layer here that's much more serious.
The team rules.
Yes, you've got this juxtaposition. Make a silly logo. Right next to you, draft your team's constitution.
It's strange, right?
It simulates the 2 pillars of any organization: culture and code. The chant is the culture, the vibe, the energy. The rules are the code, how we're actually going to get things done. This challenge forces you to build both at the same time.
Okay, so we have our chant, we have our rules. But the part of this guide that really stopped me was the leadership mechanic. The instructions say each team has to pick one leader.
And this is where it stops being a game and starts, mirroring the boardroom.
Because the guide says this leader has to represent the entire group, explain the name, lead the chant, lay out the goals. I mean, that is a huge amount of social exposure for one person.
Think about the risks that person is taking. They have to stand up, hold this logo they just drew, and try to sell this whole identity to the room without looking foolish.
It's the manager presenting the Q4 strategy.
Exactly. It's a high vulnerability moment.
But the guide doesn't just tell the leader what to do. It has a very specific instruction for the followers. Did you catch that part?
I did. It's the most important sentence in the whole document.
Yeah. It says, when the team leader is speaking or leading the chant, team members should support and encourage them. And it's not a suggestion, it's a rule of the game.
This is what you could call performative followership. In the real world, when a leader pitches an idea, what's the default reaction from the room?
Skepticism, arms crossed, everyone's just waiting to see if it makes sense.
Right. We sit back and we judge. We audit the leader's performance. This game takes that option off the table. It explicitly says you must create support. You have to cheer, you have to nod, you have to buy in.
Even if you think the team chant is, stupid.
Even then.
Yeah.
And it feels artificial, right? Faking enthusiasm.
A little. Yeah.
But it teaches a critical lesson about organizational momentum. A plan is often only as good as the energy the team puts behind it. If everyone waits to see if the leader fails, the leader will fail. By forcing the team to cheer, the game shows that followership is an active verb.
You aren't just watching the show, you're part of the cast.
Yeah.
The guide even includes this script for the facilitator. It's called the energetic hype style. It tells them to be loud and proud and to bring the energy.
It's jarring, isn't it?
I'm just imagining trying to pull that off on a Tuesday morning with a group that hasn't had enough coffee yet.
But that's the point. It cuts through the cynicism. If the facilitator is high energy and the rules say the team has to support its leader, you bypass all that initial corporate lethargy. You're training muscle memory.
It's basically gamifying psychological safety.
That's the perfect term for it. It creates this temporary bubble where it's safe to lead because you are guaranteed not to fail alone. Imagine how much faster your actual team would move if, when someone proposed an idea, The default reaction was, how do we make this work?
Instead of, here are 10 reasons this will fail.
Such a stark difference.
Yeah.
We analyze leadership so much, but we rarely talk about how to behave when we're not the one in charge.
And that's really the takeaway here. This football leadership challenge isn't really about football at all.
No, it's a sandbox for active support.
So here's the challenge for everyone listening. We're not going to ask you to write a chant. You're welcome. But think about that mechanic of mandatory support.
Right. The next time you're in a meeting and a colleague or your boss is pitching something new, just check your own default setting. Are you sitting back with your arms crossed, auditing them?
Or are you, in your own way, actively chanting for them? Because as this guide shows, sometimes the success of the leader depends entirely on the noise coming from the sidelines.
A little bit of that hype style might be exactly what your Monday meeting needs.
Thanks for diving in with us.
See you next time.